Well, look what we have here, a 2003 Terminator Cobra police car. Now, when I look at this car, there's a few things that I noticed right off. First of all, I can tell it's a 2003, not a 2004, by the keyhole. That's the first way, exterior-wise, that you can tell what year this car is. If this was a 2004, that keyhole area would be all silver, not black. Another thing that you notice right off is that it has GT bullet wheels on it and black mirrors. And the mirrors are significant because they still are the fold-away mirrors, so those are the Terminator mirrors. Some people thought that somebody had kifed the mirrors and the Cobra wheels off of this when it became a police car, but it looks like those are the folding ones. You can see in this picture how the glass of the mirror is angled at the bottom, and that would show that it's the folding mirrors. As far as the performance mods for the car go, if you look underneath the hood, you can see it has a C&L cold air intake. It has the stock pulley shroud on there. I heard that the car was actually pulleyed. If you look closely, it does look like there might be an aftermarket smaller pulley on the supercharger there. But usually that shroud has to go if that is the case because of the extra idler pulley that needs to be there to prevent belt slip. Sometimes you can still keep the upper shroud and have a lower, bigger pulley on there, and which would up the boost. A smaller one up top would up the boost as well. And if you look at the back of the car, you can tell it has an aftermarket dual exhaust system. And when you look at the back of the car, something very prominent is the fact that the valence is not black anymore. The whole bumper had been repainted. As a matter of fact, the whole car used to be a different color. And I had heard that the color was dark shadow gray. And if you look in the engine bay, you can see the strut towers are still dark shadow gray. And you do also notice in that picture that it has some caster camber plates for suspension, which is weird because the car looks like it's on stock springs or even higher than stock springs. Looking inside the car, you can see all the police equipment. Here's a better picture. You can see all that police equipment in there. You can also see the Terminator seats with the gray suede inserts, and you can also see that the previous owner had added the billet pieces to the cruise control buttons, the turn signal and wiper blade area, and the door locks. So where did this Terminator Cobra come from? There were a lot of people talking and there's a lot of confusion. Some people said that the car was a drug car and impounded for drugs, which is more likely. Somebody else said that the car belonged to someone who was selling a whole bunch of cars without a license and they had to cover the fees, and so the police confiscated the car from them. Someone else said that the car was involved in illegal street racing. And although it will be hard to determine where all those rumors came from and which one is right, this was one of the first pictures of the car. You can see it had different black wheels on it. And in this picture it talks about how the car was confiscated from street racing. And there have been a lot of stories about this car. Some people say that on the news there was a debut of the car, how it was able to catch up to a bunch of street bike racers, and so they talked about that. But no matter what the real reason why the car was confiscated, the cool thing about it is the car is being taken care of. The car gets a whole lot of attention. Now, of course, the police lights on top make a lot of people cringe that they drilled some holes into the roof to make that happen. But the car is in Suffolk County, if that's how you say it. I'm sorry if that's not how you say it. Near Long Island, and people post pictures of it all the time. My friend on Instagram got this picture of it in action on the side of the road. But anyway, cool car, it's being taken care of. I wonder if this car will ever go up for sale after its service. There was another Terminator that was talked about, and it's this Sonic Blue Terminator. This one was also confiscated, and this one, they say, was taken for street racing along with a 350Z. And I know what you're all thinking. Isn't the most famous police Terminator the drift car from YouTube? There's a whole build sheet on this car and everything it has done to it, but I don't believe it was ever a police car like this one. So anyway, cool story. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already on here, and stay tuned for more of these stories.